Are you struggling to memorize your courses effectively? You're certainly not the only one grappling with this issue. It's an all too common struggle that a vast majority of students and professionals face. We live in an age of information overload where we are constantly bombarded with new facts and data. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. But don't worry, we completely understand this challenge. In fact, it's what motivated us to create this guide. So today we are here to put an end to your needless worry and constant struggle. We're introducing a comprehensive guide that will completely transform the way you approach memorization. Through a series of clear, concise steps, we're going to take you on a journey of discovery. We're going to break down the complex process of effective memorization, make it accessible, and turn it into something that you can easily handle. Today, we're going to break down the process of effective memorization into clear, manageable steps. First and foremost, comprehending the material is vital. To truly grasp the material, one cannot merely skim through the text. It requires a dedicated investment of your time and keen attention to truly immerse yourself into the heart of the subject matter. You must dissect intricately complex topics into smaller, more manageable and digestible parts. This dissection not only simplifies your understanding, but also aids in retaining the engage actively with the knowledge you are seeking to acquire. Taking notes is a proven method to enhance memory and understanding. Don't hesitate to what you don't understand. It's an integral part of the learning process. Be proactive, search for answers, participate in discussions. Do everything within your power and beyond to grasp the core concepts thoroughly. For that is the essence of effective learning. Do whatever it takes to grasp the concepts thoroughly. Now, on to organizing your notes. This is more crucial than you might initially believe. The process of organizing your notes is not merely a strategic move for later review. It is, in fact, an essential part of your overall learning journey. By systematically separating your notes under different headings, arranging them in neatly defined bullet points, and consistently using instructive visual aids, big or small, you're essentially creating a roadmap for your brain to follow. This roadmap is not just designed to make your notes more accessible and simpler to review, but it plays a more profound role. The act of organizing your notes in this manner helps you to reinforce your comprehension of the material. It's not just about making notes, it's about understanding and absorbing the knowledge contained within those notes, but also reinforcing your understanding of the material. Next, let's talk about active learning. This approach to education is not a novel concept, but its potential impact on information retention often remains overlooked. Active learning is an engagement-driven process where the student engages with the material beyond simple memorization or passive reception. It's about taking an active role in your own education, employing techniques that require cognitive engagement. These methods include summarizing what you've learned in your own words. This technique, known as paraphrasing, encourages you to understand the material deeply enough to explain it in a unique way. Another technique is teaching the material to someone else. This method, often referred to as the teaching effect, offers an opportunity not just to reinforce your understanding, but also to clarify complicated concepts. Finally, creating flashcards can be an efficient method of active learning. Using flashcards helps you to compartmentalize information, facilitating easy recall and effective review. Such active learning techniques can significantly boost your retention. Here's a trick you might not have heard of: spaced repetition. Now, what does this term mean? Well, it's a learning method that is not only efficient, but also extremely effective. It's a technique that involves strategically reviewing material at increasing intervals. So, how does it work? It's simple, really. It's based on the idea that our brains can absorb and store information more effectively if it's fed to us periodically rather than all at once. Forget about the old-fashioned way of cramming information in one go. With spaced repetition, you approach learning in a more structured way. It's a process that is designed to take advantage of how our brains work. Its focus is on revisiting information over time, gradually increasing the gaps between reviews. This method has shown to significantly improve long-term retention of information. Studies have shown that people using this technique have experienced significant improvement in information retention compared to traditional study methods. The logic is that by revisiting the material at well-spaced intervals, you're effectively reinforcing the information in your brain, making it easier to recall in the future. So if you're struggling to remember something, or if you simply want to improve your learning efficiency, consider trying spaced repetition. By revisiting information over time, you're more likely to remember it in the long run. Oh, ever heard of memory palaces? They're a fascinating concept that you may not be familiar with, but can make a significant difference in your ability to recall information. Let me paint a more detailed picture for you. Picture your favorite location. It could be your childhood home, your favorite vacation spot, or even a fantasy castle from your favorite book. Now start to associate key concepts, crucial terms, or important facts with specific parts of this location. You could attach an interesting fact about kangaroos to the big oak tree in your childhood backyard, or link a difficult math theorem to the grand staircase in your imagined castle. This method utilizes spatial memory, a type of memory that our brains are incredibly good at. You're not just memorizing a fact in isolation, you're attaching it to a space you're deeply familiar with. This makes the recall process much easier since there's a story and an image attached to it. The concept might seem strange at first, but this spatial memory technique can work wonders for recall. Mnemonics are also a valuable tool. You may be asking yourself, what exactly are mnemonics? Well, put simply, they are creative, ingenious learning devices designed to help you remember things. They take many forms, from acronyms to rhymes to visual associations. Picture this. You're trying to remember a complicated formula or intricate details for an upcoming exam. Instead of jumbling them all up in your head, you use a mnemonic. It could be a catchy rhyme that gets stuck in your head, or an acronym where each letter represents part of the information you're trying to remember, or even a visual image that relates to the subject matter. The amazing thing about mnemonics is their versatility. They aren't limited to one subject or field. Whether you're studying history, learning a foreign language, or even training for a medical exam, mnemonics can be your best friend. They transform the arduous task of remembering complex information into something more manageable and fun. Mnemonics are not just another obscure study method, they are an essential part of effective learning strategies. By converting hard-to-remember details into easy-to-remember format, mnemonics boost our memory capacity and make learning enjoyable. These memory aids, whether they're acronyms, rhymes, or visual associations, can make complex information easier to remember. Another crucial step is active recall. This may sound simple, but it plays a critical role in your learning process. Essentially, active recall is the act of retrieving information from your memory without the help of external prompts. It is about challenging your brain to remember the information on its own. Think of it as lifting weights in the gym, but for your brain. Just like how physical exercises train your muscles, active recall exercises your brain, enhancing its ability to remember. This is achieved through regular testing and self-quizzing. By consistently pushing yourself to recall information, you are essentially working out your brain. Each time you go through this process, each time you consciously remember something, you are strengthening your memory muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your memory becomes. Regularly testing yourself forces your brain to retrieve information, strengthening your memory in the process. Consistency is key. By setting a study schedule, you're avoiding last-minute cramming and promoting long-term retention. Don't forget about the importance of sleep. Quality sleep is essential for memory consolidation, so aim for 7 to 9 hours each night. Finally, a healthy lifestyle can significantly impact your memory and cognitive function. Regular exercise and a balanced diet are essential. To wrap things up, remember, effective memorization is a skill that can be honed. Understand the material, organize your notes, engage in active learning, and utilize tools like spaced repetition, memory palaces, and mnemonics. Stay consistent, get enough sleep, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. With these strategies in your arsenal, you're on your way to mastering your courses.